So certainly here is a detailed summary of how to win friends and influence people by Dale Carnegie, tailored to inspire and motivate the youth here federation with a focus on optimism, moral education and ethical principles. So here I will start from the introduction. That Dale Carnegie's timeless classic How to Win Friends and Influence Peoples is a guide to mastering the art of human relationships. First published in 1936, the book remains relevant today. Okay, so offering practical advice how to connect with others, build trust and inspire positive change, right? So here its principles are rooted in empathy, respect, sincerity, making it powerful tools for personal and professional growth. Core principles to transform relationships here, fundamental techniques in handling people's, right? Okay, so avoid criticisms and condemnation. So criticisms often leads to resentment. Instead, focus on understanding others' perspective and offering constructive feedbacks. Give honest, sincere appreciation, right? Give honest and sincere appreciation, right? People crave recognition, and a genuine compliment here can uplift spirits and foster goodwill. Arouse here in others an eager want here, inspire others by aligning their goals with yours, right? So show them how they can benefit from collaboration. 6 ways to make people like you here become genuinely interested in others, right? Show curiosity about their lives, passions and changes. Smile here. A simple smile can break barriers and create a welcoming atmosphere. So remember names here. A personal name is the sweetest sound to them. Use it often to make them feel valued. Okay, be a good listener here. Encourage others to talk about themselves. Listening attentively build trust and rapport. Okay, so talk in terms of their interest. Tailor conversations to topics that matters to them. Make others feel important. Acknowledge their contributions and express gratitude sincerely. Okay, how to win people to your way of thinking. Avoid arguments. Arguments rarely lead to agreement here. Instead seek common ground and discuss different calmly. Okay, show respect for others' opinions, right? You have to show the respect for others opinions, what their statement, what they are actually trying to address, the point of it. Even when you disagree, validate their perspectives, right? Even when you disagree, validate their perspective. Admit your mistakes quickly. Taking responsibility of errors, you have to take the responsibilities for the errors. Demonstrates humility and integrity, right? Begin in a friendly way. Approach discussions with warmth and positivity. Let the other persons feel the idea is theirs, right? So here people are more likely to support ideas they believe they originated. Appeal to noble motives, right? Inspire action by appealing to their sense of purpose and values here. Be a leader. How to change people without offending them. Okay, so praise before criticisms and criticizing. Praise before criticizing. Start with positive feedbacks before addressing areas for improvement. Call action to mistakes. Indirectly here, use subtly and tag to address issues without causing embarrassment. Okay, so talk about your own mistakes first. Share your own experience to create a sense of camaraderie. Okay, so here encourage improvement. Highlight their potential and express confidence in their abilities. Make the fault seem easy to correct, right? Simplify challenges to make them feel achievable. Give them a fine reputation to live up to. Set high expectation and inspire them to rise to the occasion. Moral education and here ethical principles. Carnegie's teaching emphasized the importance of moral values and ethical behavior in building meaningful relationships. So here are some key takeaways. Empathy is here understand and respect others' feeling and perspectives. Integrity is here be honest and transparent in your interactions. Kindness is here treat everyone with compassion and dignity. Responsibility is what take ownership of your own action and their impact on others. Optimism is what here approach challenges with a positive mindset and inspire others to do the same, right? Inspirational elements for the youth federation here Relatability, Carnegie's principle are illustrated, through real life here, anecdotes and examples here, making them easy to understand and apply. Empowerment here, the book encourages readers to take control, of their relationships and create a positive change. Motivation here, by focus on the potential for growth and improvement, it inspires here individuals to strive for excellence. Community building is here, the principle foster, collaboration, trust, and mutual respect, essential for the, thriving youth federation. So the conclusion of the point is what here, how to win friends and influence people is more than a book here. It's a guide to living a fulfilling and impactful life. By embracing its principles, the youth federation can cultivate a culture of empathy, optimism, and ethical leadership, right? So these values will not only transform individual mindset, but also create a ripple effect of positivity and inspirations in the community, right? So the next point is, sir, can you provide examples of applying Carnegie's principles? Here is the next question, for the improvement, for the proper mindset. According to the query, you will understand that how to understand that particular book, right? So fundamental techniques here, in handling people here: avoid criticisms and condemnation. Imagine you are part of youth federation, organizing an event, and a teammate make a mistake in the planning process, right? Instead of here reprimanding them publicly, you can say, I understand this, what challenging here, let's see how we can improve improve things together here. This approach here keeps morale high and foster collaboration. Give honest and sincere appreciation. If a member goes above and beyond by bringing creative ideas for event, don't just say good job. Instead, you say your idea were truly innovative and made a huge difference in our planning, so thank you. This makes them feel genuinely valued, right? So arouse in others an eager want here. Suppose you are trying to motivate a volunteer to join a cleanup drive, right? Instead of commanding participation, you could inspire them by saying here, imagine the pride we will feel seeing our community clear and healthier because of our efforts. 6 ways to make people like you, right? Becomes genuinely interested in others here when talking to a new federation members, right? Ask about their interest and motivation. Example like, what inspired you to join? Do you have ideas you had like to share for upcoming project? Smile during meetings or public events here. Greet others with a warm smile. It creates a positive atmosphere and makes you approachable. So here, remember names. If a member introduce themselves as Priya, remember her name and use it. Example like, Priya, your idea is fantastic. Let's discuss how we can implement it, right? So be a good listener first, right? The point is that when someone is sharing their thoughts about challenges in the group here, listen actively without interrupting, or respond thoughtfully. I hear what you are saying, let's explore solution together, right? Talk in terms of their interest. When recruiting, okay, someone for social project, right? Mention aspects that align with their passion. Example here, you mention you're passionate about education. This initiative can help here underprivileged kids access here better learning opportunities, right? So make others feel important. Recognize individuals' contributions, like saying here your leadership is handling logistics was incredible. It truly made a difference, right? So how to win people to your way of thinking. Avoid arguments, right? If there is a disagreement over the direction of a project, rather than engaging here in a heated debate, say, let's analyze both ideas and see which aligns best with your goals, with our goals, right? Show respect for others here. Show respect for others' opinions here. If someone is here purposes a plan your initially disagree with here, respond respectfully. That's an interesting perspective here. Could you share more about how this could work? Admit your mistakes quickly. If you forget to include someone in an email chain, right? Admit it immediately. I apologize for missing you in the loop, right? I will make sure it does not happen again. Begin in a friendly way, right? When discussing policy changes here, start with something positive, right? I appreciate everyone's effort on this project. Let's review how we can refine our approach. Okay, so let the other person feel the idea is theirs, right? Instead of dictating changes, guide the team to come to the conclusion themselves. What adjustments do you think we can make for better results, right? Appeal to noble motives, right? While encouraging here fundraising, raising efforts here, emphasize the impact here. Every contribution helps transforms lives and create hope for those in need, right? Be a leader. How to change people without offending them. Praise before criticizing. If someone's a report incomplete, start with a compliment. You did a great job structuring this report. A few additional details could make it even better, right? Talk about your own mistakes first. If you are asking someone to improve punctuality, share your own experience. I used to struggle with being on time too, right? Here is the help me improve, right? Encourage improvement. If a member struggles with public speaking, says here, I see great potential in your ideas. Let's work on presenting them confidently. I am here to support you, right? Make the fault seem easily to correct. Instead of pointing out flaws directly, suggest the solutions, what it is and what are these of it. Adding visuals to your presentations can make it more engaging. Let's try that. Okay, give them a fine reputation to live up. Boost someone confidence by saying here, you are known for your creativity, and I know you can design an amazing campaign for this event, right? So here the next question is, what are other situations to apply Carnegie's principle? So Carnegie's principle are incredibly versatile and can be applied across various situations. So here the some others context where these timeless strategies can be put to use. Personal relationship here, strengthening friendships, right? So use sincere appreciation and here active listening to deepen bonds with friends, right? For instance here compliment is a friend's creative talent and ask about their latest project, showing genuine interest. Resolving conflicts, when disagreements arise here, avoid criticisms and focus on understanding their perspective. Examples are here, I see why you feel this way. Let's figure out a solution that works for both of us, right? So building family harmony, praise family members for their efforts, such as thanking a sibling for their help or encouraging a parent's dedication to a hobby, right? So professional settings here, team collaboration, foster teamwork by recognizing everyone's contribution. Example here, your insights were to shaping this project. We could not have done it without you, right? Career advancements here, impress colleagues and supervisors by remembering their names, actively listening during meetings and speaking in terms of their interest, right? So this idea ties in perfectly with your visions for the department. Negotiation here to just appeal to noble motives here, such as shared goals when proposing changes or deals. Example like this solution will benefit both teams and create better results for the company. Educational environment here, supporting peers, right? Okay, motivate fellow students by praising their efforts. Example, your presentation was incredibly well researched. You have inspired us to dive deeper into the topic. Engaging teachers, here showing respect for their opinions, express gratitude for their dedication. Example here, your teaching style makes complex topics much easier to grasp. Thank you for your hard work. Okay, so next point is leading project here, encourages team members to contribute by making them feel their input is vital. Example here, your ideas are essential to this project's success. I had loved to hear more. Here volunteer and community work, right? Encouraging participation here, inspire action in others here by appealing to shared values. Examples here, helping out at their shelter will make meaningful difference in our community. Okay, resolving differences here, use empathy and tact to address your conflicts the group, right? Example here, I see both sides of this debate. Let's work together to find common ground. Boosting morale here, here praise volunteers for their dedication dedication. Examples, your commitment to this cause is inspiring, thank you for making a difference, right? So next point is social media and online interaction, right? So building positive connection, share genuine compliments and encourage with followers in a meaningful ways, right? Example here, your post was so insightful, right? I appreciate here the effort you put into sharing your knowledge, diffusing arguments. Stay respectful and avoid confrontational comments here. Focus instead on finding shared understanding. Examples here, that's an interesting perspective, I had not considered in that way before. Influencing opinions, frame your message in terms of what interests your audience and appeal to their noble motives, right? Example here, supporting sustainable practices benefits both the environment and the future generation. Leadership roles here, the leadership roles, guiding teams here, set a fine reputation for others to live up. Like an example, you are known for your incredible attention to detail, and I know you will excel at leading this project. Monitoring individuals here, encourage growth by highlighting their potential and support improvement. Example here, you have great idea, with some fine tuning, I mean to say, you can take them to the next level. Managing challenge here, approach difficult transitions with positively and resilience. Example here, I know change can challenging, but it opens the door to exciting opportunity. Public speaking and networking here, encouraging audiences smile and show genuine interest in their feedbacks and perspectives, making you talks memorable and relatable. Networking effectively, remember names and initiate conversation here based on mutual interest. Example here, I recall you are passionate about environmental initiatives. How is your latest project going, right? Inspiring action here, appeal to shared values and higher purpose, right? Purposes to motivate others. Examples here, together we can create lasting impact by addressing this issue, right? So the next question is, what was the Dale Carnegie's famous quote, right? So Dale Carnegie's quotes is here, develop success from failures. Discouragement and failure are two of the surest stepping stones to success. Dale Carnegie's quotes 2 is here, you can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. So Dale Carnegie's quotes here, you are indeed inspiring here and resonate with his core philosophy and positively resilience and the art of building responsibility. Here are the quotes, the developments success from failures, discouragement and failures are two of the surest stepping stones. And the second is, you can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people's than you can 2 years by trying to get other people's interest in you. So a profound reminder that authentic relationships are built by showing genuine interest in others rather than seeking attention and validation, right? So the next question is, how can I apply Carnegie's teachings to improve my relationships? Applying Dale Carnegie's teaching to improve your relationships can be transformative. His principles revolve around empathy, sincerity and mutual respect, which are fundamental to fostering a strong and meaningful connection. So here is how you can put these ideas into practice. Show genuine interest in others, right? Action step here, make an effort to learn about people's interests, hobbies and challenges. For example, ask a colleague about their weekend plans and inquire about a friend's passion project. Showing a genuine curiosity helps them feel valued and understood. Why it works here, people are drawn to those who truly care about their lives and experiences. Smile and practice positively in an optimistic manner. You have to smile and practice it continuously, right, before analyzing and just implementation. So action steps here, approach conversation with warm smile and optimistic attitude, as I said. So here, even during tough time, the tough patches, what we actually trying to cover it, focusing on the positives and focusing on the positives can uplift both you and those around you. Why it's work, a smile is contagious and create a welcoming atmosphere, then strengthens bonds, right? Remembers names and personal details. Your action steps here, make an effort to remember people's name and use them during conversation. Example here, like Priya, right? Your ideas were fantastic in the meeting. Jot down details like their favorite activities or milestones. Why it works here? Using names and recalling, specifics, showing attentiveness and respect, making people feel recognized. Be a great, listener. So here, action steps. Here, listen actively during conversation notes or respond thoughtfully, to what others people is saying. Instead of formulating your response, while they talk, focus on understanding their perspective. Why it works here. Listening deeply signals respect and builds trust, right? As people feel, heard, people heard and validated, right? Next point is praise and appreciate others, right? Action step here, highlight someone's strengths and achievements, such as complimenting a team member's dedications or a friend's thoughtfulness. Ensure your praise is specific and heartfelt, right? So why it works actually. Sincere appreciation boosts morale and fosters goodwills. Okay, so next point is avoid criticisms and condemnation. Action steps here, when addressing mistakes and disagreements here, focus on constructive feedbacks. Examples here, I think there is an opportunity for improvement here and I am happy to help brainstorm ideas. Why it works here. Avoiding blames, prevent offensiveness and promote collaboration. Frame conversation around others' interest, right? Action step here, tailor your interactions to align with the other person's goals or interest. Example, if you are encouraging someone to join a community project, emphasize how to align with their values. Why it works. People are more engaged and motivate when they see personal benefits and alignment. Resolve disagreements tactfully. Resolve disagreements tactfully. Action step here, approach conflicts calmly and respectfully. Seek common ground and validate their perspective. Example, I see your point and I think we can find a solution that works for both of us. So why it works. Respectfully dialogue fosters understanding and preserves relationships, right? So here, encourage growth and improvement here. Action step is when someone needs a guidance, focus on their potential rather than their shortcomings. Example here, you have got great ideas, I know you can refine them even further for amazing results. Why it works. Building confidence inspires action and improvement without discouraging the person. Okay, so next point is lead with integrity and empathy. Action step here, be honest, transparent, considered in your interaction, demonstrate your values and be a positive role model, right? Example here, let's prioritize teamwork and kindness as we approach this project. Why it works actually. Integrity create trust. Firstly, we have to understand that integrity creates trust. Empathy helps others feels respected and valued. By embracing these principles, you will cultivate deeper and more rewarding relationships with friends, families, colleagues and acquaintances, right? Which of the strategies feels most relevant to your current situation? I had loved to help your brainstorm further. So how can I assess my current communication style? So assessing your communication style is a fantastic step towards improving your interaction. So so here is how you can evaluate it systematically. The first point is self-reflection. Action step here, consider how you actually communicate in various situations, whether you are asserting passive, aggressive or a mix. Reflect on your ability to express yourself, listen to others and manage conflicts. Okay, so questions to ask yourself that do I tend to dominate conversations and stay reserved? Am I comfortable giving and receiving feedbacks? How do I typically handle misunderstandings that we call the misconception or disagreements? Seek feedbacks from others. Action step here, ask trusts friends, colleagues and family members to share their honest and integral impressions of their communication. For example, do you feel I listen actively when we talk? Is there anything I could do better when expressing my thoughts or feeling? Why it's valuable. External feedbacks here provides insight you might overlook and helps you identify blind spots. Record and observe. Action step here, record a conversation. Record a conversation or reflect on a recent interaction. Pay attention to your tone. Does it convey confident, empathy and impatient? Body language here, are you using eye contact, gestures or open? open posture to enhance your message. Clarity, are your points clear and concise, or do they come across as vague or confusing? So your tips, here the tips are, journaling about your conversations can also help you spot recurring patterns. So assess listening skills here. Action step, consider how well you listening in conversation. Are you interrupting frequently, preparing your response while other person is speaking? So fully understand and validating the speaker's message, why it critical. So communication is as much about listening as it is about speaking. So examine emotional intelligence, that we call EQ. Action step here, evaluate how you manage your emotions and respond to others, right? For example, do you stay calm during conflicts? Can you empathize with someone even if you disagree? Okay, why it crucial? EQ plays a huge role in effective communication and relationships building. So identify your strengths and weaknesses, right? Action step here, make a list of aspects of your communication you feel confident about. Here, storytelling, enthusiasm, and area of improvement. Like an example, active listening and handling criticisms. Practical example here, strength here, I am great at expressing excitement and motivating others. Weaknesses is here, I sometimes interrupt when I am passionate about a topic, right? Next point is here, use online assessment, right? Here, take free communication style quizzes or assessments online. This can help categorize your style, assertive, passive, aggressive, and provide tips for improvement. Why it helps? A structural assessment give clear direction on where to focus your efforts. So compare to ideal communication traits, right? So here the action step, review traits of effective communication and see how you align. Key traits include here, active listening, empathy and understanding, here clarity and confident, respect for differing viewpoints. Exercise here, write down how you embody these traits and where these rooms to grow, right? Monitor feedback loops here. Action step, after conversation, observe how people respond to you. Are you engaged? Do you feel heard? Do you feel heard? Okay, so do you easily understand your point? Why it matters here, the way other react can reveal the effectiveness of your communication style. Next point is, implement gradual changes. Once you have assessed your style, start with a small adjustment. For instance, here, if you realize you are not listening enough, make a conscious effort to pause and fully hear someone's out. If you are often misunderstood or if you are often misconception, practice organizing your thoughts before speaking. So improve your communication is a dynamic process, and assessing it regularity will help you to build stronger more meaningful relationships. So which of these tips would you like to try first? So let me know if you had like to dive deeper into any of them, right? So yeah.